No
Hey
worries.
everyone, thank you so much for joining us for our live Q&A Interior Wellness Conference coming up, and we're having 6 amazing women join, and so far we have Michelle Morrison who's jumped on, and that means we get to chat with her first and have some special time to really dive into what her workshops are and how the conference works. So thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for having me. Glad to join you this evening.
It's nice to see you.
You as well.
I've got this crazy wall behind me. We are actually at the event right now, setting up and decorating, and we're having tons of fun doing it. So,
Oh, cool.
Do you want to get a sneak peek of the cafe?
Yeah, I would love to.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh, look at you guys go.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, of course you can start early because you can get in there a bit sooner, right?
That's what's so amazing about this location is that we've been able to get in here and start decorating and setting up. So it's just like, it's amazing. We love it. And it's so community focused. It's such a special spot.
That's so cool. Yeah, it'll be so nice and central for everybody. And I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to coming and speaking to everyone.
No, thank you. And I'm really excited about the parking. I know I have so many things to get excited about, like 60 amazing, highly evolved spiritual leaders who are coming to teach these workshops. And I'm like, I'm so excited about the parking.
Well, when people can park, that's a good thing.
It really is. It's important. And it's also on a bus route and it's so central. So we're pretty excited.
Did you ever use your angels to get a parking space?
Let's talk about that. How do we go about doing that?
Well, when I know I'm going up to a place that is hard to get parking at, like, 3rd Avenue or something like that, or, Victoria Street at lunch hour, I always say to my angels as I'm on my way down the hill, I'm like, thank you so much for helping me find the most perfect parking space. I'm so grateful. And I literally envision myself pulling right in. And I get a parking space every time. Now everyone's going to be, now all the angels are going to be finding parking spaces for everybody.
I think I do that a lot with this setup and creating of it, is that sometimes I'll have little bits of fear come up. And then I'm like, you know what? It's all good. And then things happen that are just in perfect alignment to make it even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And then counting on that beautiful spiritual support team that we have from all around us is such an amazing thing to do, because you don't have to do it all alone. You just don't have to figure it all out by yourself, right?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And people could even use that if they're thinking about, maybe I'm going to go to this conference, or maybe I'm going to go to PART, or what workshop should I use? They can.
Oh, what a great idea. Yeah.
How would you do that? So how would you let people know how to check in and get that guidance?
Oh, absolutely. So to get the guidance, if you're choosing between, is there like 3 or 4 workshops running at any given time kind of thing that you can choose from? And so say you're debating over 2 of them, or even maybe possibly 3 of them. It's like, what I would say is, what does my heart need right now? What is the best thing for my heart right now in this moment? And your first instinct is always going to be the right response. And all the rest of the stuff that comes after is the useless stuff that you just don't even need. And so tune into that first response by asking what your heart wants the most. Yeah.
I like that so much. I should use that a lot more. And so a lot of people are like, what is it? Because even the question, what does my heart want? It makes you tune into, heart, not my mind.
No, don't go to what your mind, go to what you feel more than what you think. What a great thing for people to do more and more, to tune into how they want to feel, how they are feeling, being truthful with that, rather than what we think we should be doing. And sometimes, what your heart wants is different than what your mind says. So I do this all the time. And I could be sitting at my desk and really busy, and this actually happened to me. And I was doing some workshop prep for the weekend and answering emails, and I have a million things to do. And I just was like, it's time for a walk and time to check out of the office space and get outside. And today was a beautiful day. Could not be out there. And that's what my heart needed. And you feel so much better for it. Yeah. So tune into that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you would be willing to do like a guided thing for us, like maybe a couple minutes just to sort of start us off and tune in. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we want to just maybe channel a little message from Spirit in terms of maybe shaking off the day and relaxing and slowing down. Yeah, what
I'm going to turn my
thing
camera off while you do that, and you can just take the lead, and then I'll come back on with my video.
Okay, sounds good, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Michelle.
I'm not sure. Okay, here we go.
I'm still here.
Okay, I'm sitting in my office with my dogs, one at each side of me on my feet. It's so cute, and I may have a cat that walks across the screen too, because they always come in my office too. Anyway, let's just take a few moments to still ourselves and to tune into our mind's eye, our heart, and to shake off any of the stress and worries and fears that you may have had come up for you today. It's a wonderful thing to do. And when I do this, obviously we're just doing this right off the cuff, and it's just something that's channeled to me in terms of what you all are needing to hear the most. And so as I settle in, I ask you to just take a really nice deep cleansing breath. I want you to tune into your imagination, your mind's eye, and go into your heart space at the center of your chest. And imagine there that in the center of your chest is a beautiful glowing light. And in your own way and in your own perfect ability, find a way to turn this light up, to increase the intensity of the light, to make it glow brighter and bigger, and allow that glow to expand inside of your chest, growing all to consume your entire chest, and then let it move upwards into your shoulders, neck, and head, and then down through your core. Let it move all down your arms, right down into your hips, and then let it expand all the way down your legs, so that into your mind's eye, you are seeing yourself as a beautiful, glowing, white light energy. Let this energy now expand even further outside of you into a little glowing ball of energy that cocoons and surrounds you. And within this beautiful cocoon of white light energy, only love and light can come to you, and only love and light can come from you. As you take the next deep cleansing breath, you'll release all of your worries and stresses and fears and anxieties from the day, and just tune into this place of stillness that you have within. Just connected to your breath and your breathing. And now I want to invite you to tune into the beating of your own heart. See if you can connect with your own beating heart. And in this space of stillness, take a moment to ask your heart what it needs right now the most. What does your heart need the most right now? And just let the answer come to you without resisting it. Just allow it to flow to you. Take a nice deep cleansing breath again. And just remember that you are surrounded by this beautiful glowing light, that you are light and love, that only love and light comes to you, only love and light comes from you, and all is well. And so it is.
Wow, thank you. I turned my thing around so that you guys could see the beautifulness.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie joined us. Turn on your video.
How do I do that?
There's a little button up top there that if you hover, it pops up, and the video and audio icons will come up, and so click your video on.
That one? No.
That's the one.
There she is.
Thank you for joining us. Michelle, thank you so much for that deepening in that meditation. That
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was beautiful, and it's a busy time of year, like, for me, but also for all the people who are watching or listening to this after. I bet you a lot of people are feeling that busyness, and so
it's an incredibly busy time of year, and a really interesting one energetically as well. We just had, we've just been through another Mercury retrograde. Yay! We've got some interesting full moons coming up as well. And, I know it maybe sounds like woo-woo to talk about it sometimes, but it does affect our energy and how we're feeling, like, sleepless nights. For anybody else out there channeling, that was me last night, middle of the night, sitting up in my living room talking to some loved ones, and that's the time of day. Sometimes it happens, anyhow, and that's just all part of it. And sometimes people aren't aware that that's what is happening around them, which is interesting. And then sometimes people are, and don't know what to do.
And that's what's so nice about coming to an event like this conference and festival this weekend, is that you can find out what to do. I was just talking to somebody, a member of the public, who called me earlier today and was just telling me a whole bunch of things. And also one of them was that she couldn't sleep, especially last night. Yeah. So hearing you say that is confirmation of, you are not alone in your journey, anybody. And coming together, I find, is one of the most essential things that we can do, is come together and meet people like Michelle and like Stephanie, who can guide you through these times. Yeah.
Stephanie, do you ever have trouble sleeping in this energy?
Well, it's funny that you asked that, because I was laughing to myself. Almost everything I do is opposite of most people. So I have like a log. So I was thinking, when it comes to people with that are experiencing different things, what a good trio, because we're kind of experiencing it in all different ways. And for me, I've been sleeping like a log, but I've been noticing a lot of chaoticness. We have 27 staff. 6 didn't show up today, which is crazy. That's a lot of people. Dawson and Steve and I, our son, he's 13. We just got in a big fight. His computer is gone now. He's in bed. He hasn't had dinner. There's definitely activity and there's stuff going on. And it's easy to say it seems like woo, but anyone who's listening, we're all in woo-woo land together.
We are.
I love woo. So true. Look at this stuff.
I do think that along with the intensity of it, it's such a powerful time to tap into the goodness of it too. And and with all the amazing speakers that are coming up this weekend, and just the people that are going to be there, and the energy in the room, and the vendors sharing all of their, everyone's coming together for the focus of sharing, connecting, building community, exploring different ideas, and just sharing in an environment where it's okay to be woo-woo.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely. It's the new normal.
Woo-woo. I was just the two of you here. Let's talk about the special sessions that we're doing. So I'll just intro it. The conference is 60 amazing workshops by these incredible speakers that you can choose from over the 3 days. And some of the questions coming in were, can I just pick one? Yes, you can just pick one. Can I just buy a day pass? Absolutely. The links are all here. And can I buy the whole weekend? That's your best deal. Now we have some special sessions going on with just Michelle and Stephanie. They're extra, they're happening in the Healing Center, and they're going to be more intimate group sessions where they will be working a little more directly with people and doing their channeling and getting the messages and guides, messages from guides and angels, etc. So this is so wonderful and so special. These extra sessions are just $40 to attend extra on top of your ticket, or if you're just coming to the festival, you can just go to these sessions. They are, I believe, Saturday and Sunday. We'll put the links for the times below as well, and you guys can talk about them. So that's my little intro. I want you to both talk about your sessions, what people experience in them, and why they're so special. So why don't we start with Stephanie?
Well, I'm really excited to go to Michelle's.
Me too. I want to come to all of them.
But it's an interesting. It's been an interesting year for me. It's been almost a year that I started channeling to the public this way through the verbal medium. Steve got tired of waiting for me to share the gift with others. So it started out with a small group of friends last November, where I channeled to them a group of beings that it's like a collective of many, many guides. And I don't think it's a set number. I think that they come and go. I think that they're there for anyone and everyone who's listening. And I just happen to be the channel for that to happen. So in a sense, it's the easiest thing I've ever done, because it does come so easily since I crashed into a rock wall on my mountain bike. But in another sense, it's pretty difficult, because you're putting yourself out there to the general public. You're really testing. I'm testing what I'm preaching, which is to always be one step outside of your comfort zone, and to put yourself out there and not be ashamed of who you are, and to just know that the information that I'm presenting is being tremendously helpful to those that are listening. And I'm sure there's people that it's not for them. And I encourage people, if you are not enjoying this, do not be shy to leave, and I will gladly give you your money back, because I really just am there for you if it's something that is of value. So I would encourage anyone who's open-minded to come and participate. If you've ever listened to Abraham Hicks or Bashar, Cryon doesn't so much do the question and answers, but in this session with Solomon and myself, there's an opportunity for people to ask their questions and receive unconditional answers. I don't care how spiritual you are as a human being. We have belief systems, we have ideas, and we always have something to say, even if we try not to. So when we're asking for advice from our friends and our family, and sometimes strangers, there's always going to be a little hint of human. In these sessions, you have the opportunity to receive that unconditional love and guidance and support that is coming directly from your higher self. So why not ask a question? That opportunity doesn't come around every day. And it's a very unique experience. The energy changes in the room. It's just full of expansion and abundance. And it's difficult for me to put into words. A lot of people ask me, what am I experiencing? What I'm experiencing is very similar, I think, to what everyone else is experiencing, other than the fact that I'm sitting in front of you with my eyes closed, as opposed to being in your chair looking at me. I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it. I think I might receive visuals that others might not, but then on the other hand, how am I to know what everyone else is seeing? So they might be seeing visuals and picking up on energetic exchange in such a way that it really impacts, it touches it. You feel it, you get those goosebumps. It just feels good, and oftentimes it's things that we already know. We just need that little hint and that little boost and that guidance that we're looking for. And to know that we have that around us at all times, I think is a very powerful tool for transformation. I think it enables us to tap into that greater part of who we are in such a way that we make the changes that we need to make to manifest the life that we desire. So that's basically what it's like to come to a Solomon event. I think it's worthwhile at least trying. And I think that you really, if you're listening to this, start thinking about a question that you've wanted to ask, and don't be shy to ask it, because we are storytellers. As human beings, we are storytellers. We are learning through each other all the time. Your story might be a little bit different than mine. It might be a little bit different than Michelle's, might be a little bit different than Elizabeth's, but fundamentally, the lessons that we're here to learn are all the same. We're just experiencing them slightly different. So you could very well be doing somebody else a favor to ask your question.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it.
Thank you. I just want to welcome Cathy.
Oh, I forgot my mic.
You can grab your mic. And then, Michelle, if you could talk about your special sessions.
So what I'm doing for my special session, I have 2 speaks over the weekend, one Friday evening and one Saturday morning. And I'm culminating kind of the 2 of them and bringing it all together on Sunday afternoon for a really special intimate session where you get a package that really helps you to put into place the next steps to be taking as you're moving towards your path. And so I call this, like, for me, it feels like a desire map. It's kind of like, how do I want to feel? And that's the most important thing to remember as you're moving forward or you're looking to kind of, you know, make all of your dreams come true. And that's what this workshop is really all about, because I've never once heard my angels say to me or to anybody else in all of the sessions that I've ever done, angels don't come forward and say, you know, don't do it. You'd suck, or, you know, you'd be terrible at it. They don't say things like that. They absolutely are so encouraging and wanting you to not only dream bigger, but to follow those really big dreams. And so how do we do that? What kind of steps do we take as we move forward to following our dreams? And how do we support ourselves, you know, day after day after day? Because sometimes when you're manifesting a dream, you know, sometimes you can manifest dreams really quickly because it's something that's really simple and easy, like a parking spot, like Elizabeth and I were talking about earlier. And sometimes it is something much bigger, and those things don't come along overnight. It takes time and patience and focus and, you know, all of those things. So you kind of stay with it. And so that's a really big part of how to be successful at bringing your dreams to fruition, is continuing to believe. And so in those moments when you don't, and I have done it as well, absolutely, doubt or wonder if it's going to happen or whatever, it's just great to have some amazing tools from Spirit that help you to stay on track, and ways that they're letting you know it's all good. We got this. We got your back. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I keep thinking in putting this together, and I keep getting those nudges, so I love hearing it. You guys will be seeing our crew, who we're here setting up. If anybody's just joining and you're wondering what this is the cafe in the marketplace, and crew is setting up already, so we're getting excited for the weekend. And on that note, Michelle and Stephanie just spoke about their special sessions that are coming up. You can pick and choose what you go to throughout the weekend. So you can pick just one session, you can pick a couple. It's totally open to whatever feels the best for you. So those are some questions that we've had as well. So let's go over to Cathy. I am so excited that you're here. You made it. You just drove from the USA, am I right?
That's right. I just got in, but I had to go outside and rescue my tomatoes. I think tonight it's supposed to.
It's going to freeze. There's been snow up in the hills, so I'm glad that you were able to rescue them. Make sure everybody start rescuing your tomatoes, because
yeah, I drove by snow, and I drove by the most beautiful countryside in the Smilkameen area down by Karamias, and I had to stop and take pictures, so that's one reason I'm late. So sorry.
No worries. Fall is such a beautiful time of year. The leaves are changing color, and it's so nice.
Anyway, I'm honored to be here. First of all, Elizabeth, you stretched me beyond my techno limits, which I've really appreciated this time. Oh my gosh, a video, and now this, and all the other things you're doing online. I just keep asking my angels and guides to help me take myself to new levels in that respect. So thank you for pushing me where I would otherwise not have gone.
Oh, you're welcome. This event really brings people together, and it also brings them out. I find that there's a lot of people who are similar to me in this community. We're a little bit introverted, but we need events like this to come out and come together and really shine and show our gifts.
Right, and there is an echo. I don't know quite what to do about it. I'm sorry if you're getting it.
Just hope that it goes away.
Okay, all right.
We have some help. It's not, I don't think it's too bad. It's Stephanie and Michelle, are you guys hearing it?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We
I
can
just,
go.
I just think it's cool that we're all able to talk like this. So a little echo here and there. It's not.
This is
Exactly.
Okay,
so
good.
I'd love for Cathy to tell us about her workshops that she's doing and what they are, when they are, and what people can expect from them.
Okay, well, first, can I say hi to Michelle and
Yes.
Stephanie?
Hi,
Michelle,
Cathy.
you might not remember me, but I've been more recently involved with some of Stephanie's work, but also I've been to some of your sessions, and both of you, amazing beings. I'm so glad our community has you. You're both authentic, which just comes out shining from both of you. So I've recommended both of you to my clients and friends. So I'm really honored to be in this company. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that. So yeah, and I caught in the last little bit of Stephanie's and Michelle's, of course. And the idea of asking a question is, I think, what brought me to an awakening many years ago, in asking a question, all the possibilities are available. But in this reality, there's so many people locked in conclusion and wanting answers. And they may even come to you wanting answers from the angels. And as you say, the angels give you love and support and encouragement. And you're the one at choice to make the decisions. So that's what I like to do in my work. They come to me most of the time, my clients, with pain somewhere, or physical diagnosis, an emotional situation, sometimes spiritual, though they don't normally know that when they come to me, because I'm usually in a platform of physical reality. So my job is to sort of get them to look into their spirits and into their belief system that you talked about, Michelle, and get there through their body. Because I have a hard time languaging it right into the spirit like you. That's why I envy both of you. You could just cut right through, and that's where it really all is. But some people in this reality need something physical to hang on to. So what I do is meet them with their body, and we do muscle testing together. And what becomes really fun is when they can just ask questions, and I don't even know the questions, and we're just fastly going through what their body says, what their body prefers, what their body doesn't prefer. And even when we get that, I'm always encouraging them to stay in the question. You know, you have an allergy, apparently, or your body's reacting to cheese. Don't lock in that you're not going to be able to eat cheese forever. Know that everything has changed, and you are at choice. And so if you really want to eat cheese, we'll find a way. And I'm really fortunate in having changed my own health through asking questions and through non-invasive ways that are grounded in mostly, I guess you'd call it Asian medicine if you want, or energy medicine. But they're very hands-on, beautiful, gentle, loving ways that you can actually change your body's whole situation with respect to your health. So this is what I like to talk about. I have 3 subjects because you can't shut me up once I get started. But on Saturday, I'm doing 2 classes. One because the most important question people ask me at the tennis court, on the street, when they meet me, they've read my articles and they want to know, what vitamin should I take for this and what vitamin should I take for that? And so that's my most common on the street question. And so that's what I hope to address. And basically, I'm going to tell them that it's an individual thing, and but there's ways to find out for you. And what works for you today may not be the same thing that you need to do tomorrow. And so we're going to discuss very practical tools in which you can feel really confident in what you're doing nutritionally. And so hopefully self-empower them in that way. And then right after that, I think I'm missing one of you guys. I think Michelle's or Stephanie, I don't know. I tried to get all my classes not with either of you. In fact, when I told Liv my choices, I said, not when Michelle's on and not when Stephanie's on, and here you are. So that's cool. So I hope to get to each of you. Yeah. Those were my 2 requirements. And anyway, she put me down 3 times. And the second one is Bones for Life. And this is because it's grounded in movement. And people aren't moving. So it's very physical, but it's a way of coming to the self, coming to know the self through very gentle developmental movements that actually help with neuroplasticity of the brain. So I try and tie it all in together into being in the question, looking for possibilities, not conclusions and determinations of limitations, and doing that while you're looking for nutrition, doing that while you're looking for healthier bones, in all aspects of this physical reality. And then on Sunday, I'm actually going to address a never before, well, it's not a never before subject, but I'm going to address the subject of allergies because I now have 95% of my clientele dealing with some form of autoimmunity. And it's shocking to me. 10 years ago, at the most 10% of the people that came to me had that kind of situation. And now I'm just finding we're dealing with it all the time. So I have actually a self-help technique that, whether it's a bee sting, a nut allergy, eggs, chemicals, metals, all kinds of things in the environment, or even emotional situations that are affecting one's autoimmunity. I have a way that I can teach people through a hands-on tool, if they'll do it, to change that. So I do that regularly, every day in all my clientele, but I've never actually spoken about it to the public. When I go on hikes, I tell all my friends what to do in case a bee stings them or plant, causes a reaction, but I've never actually brought this information to the public. And so I thought, all right, I looked into my consciousness, my angels, my guides, and now's the time. So I'm going to do that one. So I'm hoping that people who really need it will be there for that one. And that's on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Incredible. Cathy, you have a wealth of knowledge and information to share. And it's so amazing that we're going to have you there. I'm really honored.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Cathy, I just have to ask you really quickly. Is your dad on the other side?
Yes, thank you. He just passed in May.
I just want you to know he's just standing right over. He's totally with you right now, and he didn't tell you. He had a hard time telling you he was proud when he was here. Is that correct?
No, he didn't. Anyway, but he did. But he didn't want to go into the esoteric.
Okay. Anyway, well, okay, then let's say that's where he is now, because he's just beaming with pride for you. Is your mom on the other side as well, Cathy?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. She passed a little while ago.
Actually, more like 15 years ago.
Yeah, a little while ago. Yeah. They're both there together. Just want you to know that. Sorry, Elizabeth, but I mean, you're talking, and I'm just like,
how lucky am I?
Your parents just so need you to know they're with you.
That's so cool. Thank you.
It's totally okay. This is just a natural conversation for us to have and see where it goes. So let's keep it going.
Wow. That's amazing. They're making me cry.
Sorry, Cathy.
It's wonderful. And these are the kind of things that people are going to experience when they come to the conference. Right there, there's professionals, and there's us, and there's no separation. There is everybody together. And if you go to these sessions, you're going to have breakthroughs. You're going to have somebody ask you a question, just like Michelle asked Cathy, and it can make you cry. It can make you open your eyes. It can make you open your heart, and that's what we all need some more of, I think.
Yeah, I agree. One of the most profound lines I ever heard was actually from Jack Cranfield. If anyone knows him, he was the guy who put out all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books.
Yeah.
And
Canfield, yes.
Yeah, sorry, Canfield. And one of the things he said was, a good book will make you laugh and it'll make you cry. So if you apply that to the Wellness Festival, I think you're going to get both of those. There's probably going to be some tears and lots of laughter, and it's that release of emotion and that triggering of your emotional guidance system, which then leads to those kind of breakthroughs where all of a sudden you just see it, you just get it. It's just, you don't have to work at it anymore. And to have those moments and to have the opportunity to have those moments that might take you just a little bit closer to that, I think is an amazing thing. So I know that Elizabeth doesn't really like when we take time to thank her for all the work that she does, but I'm going to anyways, because apparently this is free space, so I can say what I want. So I really want to take a moment to say thanks to Elizabeth. And I know that Steve's in the background there helping somehow in some way or another. And I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you pushing me out there a little bit gently last year to come and do it. And I think that the community has a lot to gain from the amount of effort that you're putting in. So thanks to you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. My first Interior Wellness Fest was 2012, and I had just arrived in Kamloops from a series of life dismantling events that led me to Kamloops. And so I knew it was spirit, guided and driven. And when I just heard about the Interior Wellness Fest and signed up for a booth, and when I got there and I met Elizabeth, I cried. I don't know if you remember that, Elizabeth. You don't remember. You were running around looking pretty frazzled and handling stuff. And I was so grateful to feel among my tribe. I mean, I'd changed countries, and I didn't know hardly anybody in Kamloops who hadn't been here in 40 years, and there were all these people that were my tribe right there in one spot, and I'd never experienced that before. So it moved me to tears. So I have a special place in my heart for that Wellness Fest.
I like hearing that. I like hearing that a lot. That makes it helps me to know that what I'm doing affects
Oh my
people
gosh.
and gathers us together and is a positive thing, because sometimes I'm just so busy. I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? And then I hear things like this from you and from other people in the community, and it makes it matter.
Oh yeah. It was big.
It does make it matter. And, just like Stephanie said, you'll experience a breakthrough. That's exactly how it happened for me. And I had an experience that led me to attend workshops and events like this. And I felt broken open in the most beautiful and profound ways, I thought. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it to people, but Stephanie, I know you'll understand this, and Cathy and Elizabeth as well. And it's like, once you begin to see the world from this beautiful place of love and light, it's really hard to separate and to kind of, I guess, like lose yourself entirely again into severe worries or stress. It's not that I don't get stress or worries. I have kids, trust me, that happens. But but it's a very different way to walk it. And I always tell people, maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's all in my head, but I'm having way more fun than most people I know because I am talking to my angels, and it is real. And I think that's what's so great about coming to events like this. Exactly, Elizabeth, is because it does bring people together in really positive and powerful ways. And it really allows people to lift their vibration in a way that we can't do on our own. We're so much better together and collectively. And this is so the direction that I love. It's what I love most about all the things that I do. I love the group gatherings and seeing people have that aha moment, or to laugh or shed a tear, or to have that incredible confirmation that they've been waiting for, from any one of the beautiful workshops that they were attending, that feeling of that's exactly what I needed to hear at exactly the right time in my life. And that's what's going to happen to people this weekend over and over.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, it's an opportunity to share the spiritual practice that I think a lot of us in our own way that are presenting are going to be talking about. And it's one thing to do a yoga class on a Friday night, but then to do nothing else throughout the week to satisfy the cravings of the soul. And it's through satisfying the cravings of the soul that we become more in tune, more in line, more able to cope and adjust to situations as they arise. And for me personally, the most profound change that's come about in my life since not just my accident that catapulted me into this heightened state of awareness, but the practice of the information that came my way. So just like everybody else, I still had to do something with the information that I was being given. Yes, I had 7 journals full of channeled messages that were life-changing, but I hadn't started to implement them enough on a regular basis to actually reap the rewards. So it's a bit of work in the sense that to really, I think, change the circumstances in your life, the work needs to be done along with it. And the work really isn't that much work. It's a matter of just changing our perception on things. It's a matter of coming from a different place, coming from the heart when you're in the heat of a moment, which isn't easy to do all the time. Believe me, I didn't do it tonight with my son, but it's the practicing of it that we have the opportunity to change. And slowly, gradually, over time, these little baby steps pave the way, and they pave the way to the bigger experiences that begin to manifest. And it may start with the parking lot, but it may end with things like property selling or the job coming up that you want. All of a sudden that perfect person is right there that you've always been looking for. And they don't just need to be on your wish list. They could be things that you're working towards, but not through the expectation of receiving them, more just by enjoying the practice of life. How do I navigate through this situation? How do I wake up in the morning and approach life? How do I respond instead of react? How do I learn to understand my emotions? What do they mean? Where did they come from? Where are they going? What do I do with them? They're just these things that make me feel weird sometimes. But once you start to become aware of your own emotional guidance system, you can then really start to make the changes, because you can then literally, like a computer board, really control your mind in such a way that you don't have to be a prisoner to it anymore. You can be that empowered soul that creates that feeling of expansion, and creates that feeling of unconditional love, and creates that feeling of self-worth, and creates that feeling of I can do it. I don't have to be all these things that I've been told throughout my life that I am. I am me, and I am proud to be me. That was my little tangent.
I love it.
Good
tangent.
Fantastic. Just a couple of questions coming through that. What's the best way to experience the conference? Should I go to all the workshops? And we were just talking about this, like immerse yourself, get into it. And Michelle was mentioning it as well, and Stephanie's talking about it, is dive in. And what I love about festivals and conferences, retreats, is that you will accelerate your healing journey, your path of consciousness, your self-awareness, self-development, I think sometimes by 6 months or a year, just in 3 days. Because like Stephanie mentioned, it's not just one class, you are diving in deep. So I think that that's really important. And to answer that question that some of our people are having is just dive in and take as many workshops as feels right to you. And you will get the healing and accelerated learning that you need from that.
Definitely. And it's not like you're going to be held prisoner in them. If you're in one of the workshops, it's not like I lock the doors and don't let people out. So if you're there and you're like, not what I thought it would be, it's so okay. You need to please yourself, and that's so just fine. So try is the key, is the operative word here, Elizabeth, for sure. Yeah.
People are pre-registering for workshops, but if you have pre-registered for anything and you find, oh, that looks really interesting, just click the online schedule so that you unregister yourself for one and put yourself in another. A lot of the sessions will sell out, so you want to make sure you do register in advance. But if you need to change it that weekend, just go with the flow, change it, come up to the front desk, and we'll switch it up for you, and go with what feels right. I think that that's a really important thing. Yeah. There's another interesting aspect that, and questions that have come through as well. What about breaks in between workshops? Like, what should I do? And I'll get all of your opinion on that. I'll just talk about the logistics of it. We have put at least 1 hour break between workshops, and sometimes 2 hours, so that you have time to come and sit in the cafe and get a snack and write in your journal, or to just go outside and breathe some fresh air and take in what you've just learned. You may have just learned something that you didn't know before. So there's something that happens that you need time to digest it. So there's lots of space during the weekend to just stroll around the marketplace and see what you're learning and see how it feels and take it in. So I'd love to get the three of you's opinion on that as well. Like, how can somebody deepen their learning and also be gentle? And what should they do in between sessions? Maybe we'll start with Cathy because we haven't heard from her for a bit.
You have a healing market. Is that what it's called? Sorry.
We have the healing center too, right? So people can get massage and relaxation treatments, Reiki, reflexology. Definitely go there. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah, I'm very big with experiencing heightened consciousness through the body. This body was given to us to experience our ascension, I think. And so, and we can. We've treated them very badly over the years. And so I really like the idea of a hands-on marketplace for people to experience in their body. And sometimes they can't verbalize or even maybe accept some of the channeling that comes in because they've shut down their awareness and they've shut down their body. And their body, if they can open that up, they can open up their awareness. So I really like that you have that. The other thing I wanted to mention, you didn't ask me this question. I hope I can dive in. It's a little diversion, is that Michelle and Stephanie, one of the gifts that you have is the entourage you carry with you. As each of you were talking about how you go through life much happier because you have this knowing now, this awareness. I think you have this awareness of this entourage. And who doesn't feel supported when they have a whole team, hockey team on your back or whatever you want to call it. My brother's hockey.
I love it.
But so you have this entourage, and I think that people don't realize they do. Even religion, I was raised with saints and all that stuff, but I didn't feel the entourage. I didn't know they were there. Me, whatever you want to call it. And it's so like coming home. It's so like, if you've ever played a team sport, it's like thump on the back, yay, and you just when your team is there for you. And that's to me what you represent in each of your skills. And that's what interior wellness is. It's one great big team of people with lots of different skills, patting each other on the back and saying, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do this together. So anyway, I just encourage people to go and find more members for their team and know that they're in this entourage and they can always lean on that entourage whenever they need to.
I agree completely. And I just wanted to, it made me think of something while you were saying that. And I think, maybe even amongst the four of us, we might have different ideas of how to come into a setting like that where there's so much energy. And I think for some people, they actually feel overwhelmed by that, and they feel this need to ground themselves and prepare themselves and to protect themselves from taking on too much energy. And I know there's all sorts of different ways and techniques that I've learned and read about and listened to. But the thing that really struck me the most that I've adopted over the last couple of years in terms of dealing with that much energy, it came from a good friend of mine, probably all of ours, Cameron Grant. For anyone that doesn't know him, that's a name to remember. And I talked to him about this early on in my channeling days, just after my accident in 2012. Right around the time when you arrived here, Cathy. And Cameron said to me, it's not about blocking yourself from the energy, it's about allowing it to flow through you. And as soon as he said that, it made so much sense. And now Solomon has been talking about that, and the gang and the entourage have been talking about that. And so I think when people are coming into the weekend, if it's something that they're thinking about, one of the things that Solomon said was to imagine yourself as this big bubble, like a big soap bubble. And if you put this guard up around you that's there to protect you from everyone else's energy, good or bad, your bubble is going to bounce off of the next bubble. It's going to bounce off the next bubble. And you may be protected. It may be a soft hit, but you're not absorbing the feeling of it and allowing that energy to just flow through you, filtering out what you don't want and keeping what you do. And I think that that might be something helpful for people coming into the weekend, is to just have that visual of yourself as this being that doesn't need to get stuck to anything ever. It's just a constant flow and constant flow. And you come into these situations and you feel that you're still going to leave you. You don't need to be impacted by anything or anyone.
Beautiful. I'm still loving the entourage.
Yeah, well, that's what I think.
Still love that HBO show. It cracked me up. I'm still using that because I what you're meaning, laughing at the term entourage. I've never called my angel team the entourage before, and I love it. It is like a beautiful team of people, and what Stephanie is saying is talking about how it's important to allow energy to flow through you. And for anybody who does any kind of energy healing on any level, this is exactly what we do. And it's exactly about letting energy flow through you and being a clean and clear channel, so that it doesn't get stuck and harm you, but you can certainly be aware of it and witness it, but not have to take it on. I think that's such a huge part of having a successful time at an event like this, where the energy is a lot. All of these entourages everywhere is huge. And so taking time to take care of your body is number one. And so whether that's going to be through, eating, drinking, hydrating, getting a healing session, going outside, making sure that you're grounding yourself, that you're reconnecting yourself to this beautiful earth that we are here to experience, is a great way to support yourself through big energy. And don't, just as Stephanie says, don't fear it. Absolutely, walk through with an open heart, because, what is your I guess, if I think about what my agreements are with Spirit, this is the simplest way to put it, is that only love and light comes to me, and only love and light comes from me. So if I want to have something touch me, and I want to have something that's going to stick around, it's only going to be love and light. And then it is my intention with Spirit that only love and light comes from me as well. Plain and simple.
Yeah, awesome. Another two.
I love that entourage. I also heard.
I didn't watch TV. I don't know what that HBO thing is.
I like my little man.
The word tribe as well, and I love that. I love that word. Like, you mentioned it when you came here, and you realized, oh, it was the right move because I found my tribe, and it's like that too. Like, you have that entourage of spirits and guides, and then we have this tribe of people, of other people who are on this similar path, of teachers, speakers, and authors who we have access to, and friends that once you bring them to an event like this, you realize, oh, we're really similar and we have a similar healing path. Or people that you meet at events like this. This is your tribe. Mm-hmm. If you're coming here, everybody here is part of your tribe, and that feels really good.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and I think it's something that tends to appear that's lacking in our everyday life. But what I found interesting is that the more I started to practice a lot of the lessons that came to me after my accident, the bigger the tribe got, and quickly, exponentially. All of a sudden, I was really only surrounded by people. They didn't have to even know that I channel spirits from the other side. They don't even have, a lot of them didn't even know that that was part of my life. But my experiences with people in general became far more positive than ever before, just by living in that place of alignment. So it doesn't matter what's going on in somebody else's life, you're only seeing that goodness. That's what you're experiencing, that actually manifests in very realistic terms. And when it doesn't, it's just an opportunity to practice those lessons just a little bit more. How do I respond in this moment when this person is acting this way? When I'm tired and I'm cranky and I'm hungry and I'm this and I'm that, that's when it's the most difficult, and that's when we tend to slip sometimes. But really, it's just an opportunity to get back on track and to realign and get back into that space where what we're experiencing is joyful. And
I told you a cat might come along.
You're always attracted to this kind of conversation.
That's sweetie.
Thank you. I love what you just said too. So it's been so much fun to just have this casual conversation and chat with each other, and to know that we're connecting with people who are watching live right now and to people who are watching this afterwards. So I would love to leave everyone with one tip from each of you. What's something they can do over the next 3 or 4 days before the conference starts? What's something that they can do to just take care of themselves or live a wonderful life or feel better, whatever it is? What's one thing that you would love everybody to do? So we'll hear that from each of you. Who wants to
I'm an
start?
Aries, so I'll go first. I would think that the thing to do, and I would say whether it's the next 3 days or the 3 days after, the 3 days after that, is to every day do something for yourself that is a little bit out of the ordinary, that you love to do, that makes you feel happy. It just makes you feel happy, even if it is only 5-10 minutes a day, and then the rest of the day is chaoticness. If you take that time to do that for yourself, I guarantee that things are going to slowly start to change around and shift around and change for you, because you're showing yourself that self-love that we're all lacking. The animals love this kind of entourage action.
They do. I know. She's such a flirt.
Let's hear from Michelle.
I would love to invite people to exactly what Stephanie said, but let's go a step further and say, think about what type of vibration you would like to share with the world. And think about, for example, maybe what the world is needing the most right now, and think about what you would like to see in a vibration with the people that you're going to be meeting and that you work with every day and that are around you all the time. And whatever that is, send it out. Be that vibration of your choosing. It just doesn't matter what it is. Chances are you're not going to choose probably an angry vibration when you go into your heart and you ask about this. You will either feel like we need a vibration of peace, or we need a vibration of compassion, or we need a vibration of kindness. And so that's my invitation for you in the next few days, to get yourself ready and to really enjoy every moment of this amazing experience. Yeah.
Wow. Hard act to follow. I guess the thing that just popped into my head was in terms of a daily practice, or in terms of aiming for how to prepare for this wellness fest. What came to me was a 3-letter word: ask. Mm-hmm. Ask. And then I was thinking, well, what questions should I recommend people ask? And I think it's just asking, what can I do, or have today that would be for my highest good and the good of all concerned, or the good of all involved. And it's the same with the Wellness Fest. What can I receive today that will be for my highest good and the good of all around me? And then you go to the festival with this open vulnerability of being able to receive whatever's there for you, whether it be a new cosmetic, or or healthy cosmetic, or a beautiful massage, or a wonderful channeling. Just ask. It's in the Bible. Ask and you shall receive. So that's what came to my mind.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And to everybody who's considering coming to the festival and the conference, ask and you will get the answer.
Ask Elizabeth. She's got
yes, ask me. I know the answers. And take that leap. Take that leap, which I think sometimes is a leap of faith. It's that I don't know what's going to be there. I don't know how it's going to be, but check it out and come and join us and see what happens for you. Grab your conference pass and be brave, be willing. And that's what I think of when I hear Stephanie and Michelle and Cathy speaking, is that they are suggesting that we be open. Open your heart, open your mind, open your sense of willingness to jump in and say, I'm going to check this out. So we're inviting all of you to join us for the Interior Wellness Festival and Conference. It's coming up this weekend. The festival is free. That's where you get to come and enjoy the marketplace, exhibitors, samples, demos, prizes, live entertainment, a cafe, and of course access the Healing Center for relaxation treatments, massage, and other things. And the conference, which is the workshops, your choice of 60 amazing workshops. I'm so excited. And Stephanie, Michelle, and Cathy are some of the leaders of some of these workshops. So you can check them out as well. So go to interiorwellness.com, grab your pass, and we hope to see you guys there. So we'll say a little final goodbye from everybody. Just take a turn signing out.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for everything, for making this whole thing happen and for bringing us together tonight and just allowing us a chance to hang out and chit-chat and to share some of our thoughts and feelings about the upcoming weekend and our excitement, mainly, most of all. So thank you so much for all you do. I appreciate it. And thank you, ladies. Really nice to chat with you all tonight.
Yeah, thanks. You go ahead, Stephanie, if you want.
It was great. It's, to me, this is a precursor of what I'm going to feel like all weekend, only just this little small taste tester. So I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's a great opportunity for me to get out of my landscaping shell and into my other mode that I just love and adore, and to be in the same room as all of you and all the people coming. It's super exciting. So we'll see you there. Yay! Only a couple days away.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Elizabeth. Thanks for pushing me to be on this. I didn't know who would be here, so it's really great. My two people I look up to and want to get to at the conference. So how lucky am I? And thank you, Michelle, for the wonderful reading. So wow, let's have a great time. Let's just go and rock it.
I'm looking forward to sharing a wonderful weekend with the three of you and 55 other incredible speakers. It's going to be wonderful. So thank you guys, ladies, so much again. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
How do you turn it off?